Olive, I'm very well. How about you?
Yeah, I'm very great today.
Good,
To meet
good
you
to hear.
again. Yeah,
Finally.
yeah, finally, one
Finally me. Oh. Sorry, I speak a little English.
That's okay. Actually, your English is quite good, Jiang.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, well, very nice to meet you, Jiang. Finally. Can you hear me, Putri?
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. Hi, ma'am. Yeah, I can say that I'm better than last night.
Oh, good, good. Yeah, I heard that you said you weren't feeling very well, right?
Yes, right, ma'am. Still get flu and a little cough.
Oh, okay. Well, I hope you get better soon.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. So,
Good
hi,
morning.
how are you? Good morning. How have you been?
How about you?
Very well. Thank you, Titin. I miss you.
Thank you too, ma'am.
Did I get?
Of course, no worries. Can you tell us where you're from?
Or from China.
Ah, cool. What part of China, may I know?
Part of China.
Okay,
What
okay.
part?
For that,
Okay.
I need a
Yeah.
take care of the body.
Yeah, it looks very cold. I was thinking, you've got a big jacket on. It must be freezing. It's cold, 6 degrees.
Yes, I'm yeah. This moment frequently this hour. It's a frequently decline cold.
Ah, yeah. Is it? I think it's winter. Is it winter there?
Yes, winter. Yes, this moment is winter. So at this moment, these days, spent raining in the afternoon, in the night.
During this pause. Okay. So grammar. Okay, grammar. Grammar. I know. It can be very frustrating, very annoying, but I will try to make a thing. Okay, it's not. It is important when you're, for example, like Putri said, you're going to take a test or you want to continue your education overseas or something like that. Like Olfen said, to better understand the language, of course. But it's not the end of the world if your grammar is not perfect. Okay, it's not the end of the world. Okay, can anyone else tell?
In Indonesian is okay. So
that's fine. That's fine. I will explain it in English afterwards.
Kenapa grammar? Karena kita untuk tahu makna kata itu lampau, sekarang atau nanti. Jadi ketika kita mendengarnya tidak salah pengertian, seperti itu maksudnya.
Okay. So there's no misunderstanding, right?
Right.
Okay, yeah, so that we know what the person is talking about. If they're talking about something that happened in the past, if they're talking about something that happened now or in the future, something like that. Yeah, that is correct. Okay, thank you, Titin. Okay, so thank you, Alvin, Putri, and Titin for giving me some answers. Okay, wonderful. Okay. These are some of the reasons why I think we need grammar, okay? Grammar ensures everything you write is clearer, okay? So like grammar is so important in writing, right? Very important in writing, okay? Not so much in speaking. It is important, but not so much. More important in writing, okay? Also, you have to remember that native speakers do not always speak using the correct grammar, okay? Yeah, it's very important for when we want to write something like an essay, a report, or something like that. Okay, next, good grammar makes your writing sound professional, which gives it authority. Okay, can you imagine, for example, if we applied for a job, okay, and we had to maybe write an essay or something like that, and all our grammar was incorrect? It wouldn't look very professional, right? it would look very amateur. So that's also why we need to learn grammar. So we look professional. We have authority. Okay. And then good grammar allows your writing to be more persuasive and competitive. Okay, so if you are good at writing, okay, for example, using the correct grammar, you will be able to persuade people to think how you're thinking. You'll be able to write things to make people think, oh yeah, she's right, or yeah, he's right, that kind of thing. And then express yourself better. Okay? If grammar includes, of course, vocabulary, of course. The more vocabulary you have, the better grammar you have, you'll be able to express yourself better. Okay. And then it helps you to get better grades in this one. Okay, it sure does. Like if you're going to take an IELTS test or a TOEFL test and you don't know your grammar, you probably won't get good grades. And it will be difficult, for example, to get something like a scholarship or something like that. And it enables more enjoyable writing. Okay, so when people read things that you've written using correct grammar, it's enjoyable to read. You know, reading things that where the grammar is incorrect, it's kind of uncomfortable reading it. So yeah. Okay, any questions maybe?
Not yet, I think.
Okay, then I will continue. And then it improves your listening skills. Okay, how does it improve your listening skills? Okay, what it means is, for example, for myself, okay, I understand grammar, okay, because I'm a native speaker. But so when I listen to people who are non-native speakers, okay, and they use the incorrect grammar, because I know my grammar, then I can understand what exactly they're talking about, even when they're using incorrect grammar. Like maybe they use present tense when they're supposed to use past tense, but I can get the picture of what they're trying to say because I understand grammar, so it helps my listening skills. Okay, and then, okay, this is a question for you guys. Do you find grammar difficult and why? Okay, I am going to go to, who shall I go to first? How about you, Titin? How about you? Do you find grammar difficult?
I check out everything like that.
Yeah.
Wrong or right, I don't care. I still like that.
You know, honestly, Titin, that is the best way. That is the best way, okay? Like I always say as well, don't focus too much on grammar, okay, when you're speaking. Why? Because you won't want to speak. You won't want to speak if you think too much, okay? So like I said, grammar is important for writing, very important for speaking. Yeah, it's important, but not so much. The most important thing is that you can get across what you mean. Like,
Oh, yes, it's too difficult.
too difficult?
Yes.
Why?
Because I never learned.
Ah, okay. At school, did you learn English?
To yes. Wait, sorry. Because because in China, learn English is for exams.
Ah, okay. So just for exams.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, what are the basic parts of speech? Ah, what are the basic parts of speech in English? Okay, does anybody know?
Can you please translate it in Indonesia, ma'am? I don't
Of
know
course.
what is the meaning
Okay,
in Indonesia.
okay, of course. Apa ya inti dari bahasa Inggris? Jadi apa ya bahasa Indonesianya ya? What are the basic parts of apa dasar-dasar untuk membentuk kayak kalimat dan lain-lain apa? Apa dalam bahasa Inggris? Misalnya nouns seperti itu. Oke. Atau yang lain-lainnya. Okay, so what are the basic parts of speech? Okay, for example, nouns. Okay, so that will be the first one, nouns. Can anybody tell me any other basic parts of speech?
Subject, maybe.
Okay, subject, okay.
Verb, ma'am.
Verbs, okay, yes,
Noun.
Nouns,
Adjective, yes or not? I don't know.
Adjective,
Adverb?
yeah, actually, yeah,
What about adverb, ma'am?
Sorry,
adverb?
what? Oh, adverbs.
Adverb?
Yeah, correct, Okay, well, you mentioned quite a lot there, Putri, thank you.
My pleasure, ma'am.
Okay, we give names to things or people, places, or ideas. Okay, that's what noun is. Okay, my question is, what do nouns function as? Does anyone know what nouns function as? Change it to she. Okay, does it make sense, Putri?
Yes, ma'am. I understand.
Okay, good. More about pronouns, we will discuss this later on in the course. Okay, are there any questions maybe before we continue?
Not yet for me.
Not yet, okay. From anyone else maybe? Adverbs. Adverbs, oh, kenapa? Yeah, okay. Adverbs describe verbs, okay, they describe verbs, they describe adjectives and other adverbs. Adverbs never, ever describe nouns. That is the difference between adjectives and adverbs, okay? And for example, okay, adjective. The small boy. The small boy. Can someone tell me what the adjective is in the small boy? What's the adjective?
Boy, maybe, ma'am. I don't know.
No, don't worry, that's okay. Hey, thank you, Putri. Boy is actually the subject. Okay, the subject. The adjective, describing word. Atau in Indonesian kata sifat. The small boy. What word is it? Yeah, thank you, Putri. Correct, small. Yes. Okay. And what is small describing? Small itu mendeskripsikan siapa atau apa? What is it describing, small?
The boy.
Yes, the boy. Okay. As you can see, the adjective is describing the noun, boy. Correct, good. Okay. Now let's look at adverbs. Okay. Adverbs describe verbs, adjectives, and even other adverbs. What does that mean? Okay, let's look at this. Okay. She. Okay. This sentence. She spoke clearly. Can anyone tell me what the adverb is?
Clearly.
Correct, Putri. Good job. Yep, thank you. Clearly is the adverb. Okay. The adverb, okay? Again, the meaning of an adverb, it describes verbs, adjectives, and even other adverbs. So clearly, what is clearly describing? Clearly itu mendeskripsikan apa? Spoke, yes. Good job, Putri. Thank you. Okay. So the adverb is describing the verb spoke. Dia bukan menjelaskan she, subject, okay? Clearly is not describing the noun she, no. Clearly is describing the verb spoke. Okay, here you can see the difference. Adjective describes nouns, adverbs describe verbs, adjectives, and even other adverbs. Okay, any questions?
Not yet, ma'am, for me.
Okay. Andrian, please.
Please, explain one more.
Oh, one more. One more example.
Yeah, one example.
Okay, sure. Okay, so for example, I will give you another. Very happy, not just happy, but very happy. Okay, does that make sense, guys? Okay, no worries, Putri. Please feel free to go. That's okay. And thank you for joining and hoping to see you next week. Okay, Putri. Okay. Okay, does that make sense, guys? She is very happy. Okay, the adjective is happy. The adverb is very. Does it make sense? Any questions, maybe? Andrian, you have a question? Sorry, Andrian, I can't quite hear you.
Not man.
No? Okay then. Then let's continue. Okay, so I will clear this. Okay, don't worry, guys. We will go through these later on. Okay, and then adverbs. The next one is prepositions. Okay, prepositions can be kind of tricky. They show the relationship between nouns and pronouns. Okay, so and with other parts of the sentence. For example, okay, so for example, I went to, for example, Indonesia by plane. Okay, I went to Indonesia by plane. Position here is by. Okay, so it is showing us the, and also to, no, hang on. Yeah, I went to Indonesia by plane. Okay, by plane, here's the preposition. It is explaining how we went to Indonesia. How did we go to Indonesia? By plane. Okay, this is a preposition. Okay, that's just one example. There are many prepositions. For example, by, at, on, after, of, what else? Many. There are like hundreds of prepositions. We will go over this later on as well. Okay, and then conjunctions. Conjunctions are joining words atau kata sambung ya, kata penghubung ya. For example, we have, like and, we can have because, also or, also what else? Who, etc. Okay, that's more complicated, so we will discuss that later on. Okay, and the last one is articles and determiners. Okay, these modify nouns. Okay, I will explain that as well. They are similar to adjectives. Okay, similar to adjectives. Okay, all right, so those are the basic parts of speech. Okay, interjection, sorry. What is an interjection? Okay, an interjection is an expression, okay, that can stand on their own. For example, whoa, like this one, oh, yeah, okay, so that's an interjection, expressions that can stand on their own, like wow, man, whoa, ugh, that kind of thing, okay? Those are interjections. So these are the basic parts of speech: nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, prepositions, conjunctions, articles and determiners, and interjections. Will we be studying all of those? Not at the beginning, but slowly. Okay. Okay. Now, what will you learn? Okay, so what will you learn in my class? Okay, so for the beginning, we will be beginning at level 1. Okay, level 1, from the basics, like really from the basics. Okay, so let's say we'll be starting at 0. Why? Because firstly, I think everybody in this class I think they're at different levels. Some may be the same level and also at different levels, but I think that we need to start at the beginning. So some of the things that we will be learning in term 1, for level 1, for example, nouns and introduction to nouns at least, okay? And then singular and plural nouns, and then articles, and then adjectives, adverbs, to have or to have got, basic verbs, okay? That, this, these, and those, etc. Okay, so these are just some of the things that we will be learning in level 1. Okay, some of the things. Okay, there are around 5 levels. Okay, so this is level 1, really from the basics. Okay, any questions maybe?
No, ma'am.
No? Okay. Okay then. Now, okay. Let's practice, guys. Okay, let's look at number 1. Okay, here we have a question. Okay. Let me see. Arif, are you still busy, Arif?
Yes, Miss.
Still busy? Okay, are you still busy?
Not yet. I just finished from the downstairs and I in my desk right now.
Okay. So would you be able to read this question for me, Arif?
Okay. Yeah. I will
Okay.
try it. I will try, Ma'am Becky.
Please go ahead.
Okay. So first, he is a blank jacket.
Mhm.
So my answer is A. He is wearing a jacket.
Okay, yeah, correct. Okay, this is quite simple. Thank you so much, Arif. Correct,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah. Thank you.
Okay, this is quite simple. Okay, this one, he is wearing a jacket. Okay, now may I ask, why have we got a verb with ing? Does anybody know? Can anyone explain that to me? Why it's a verb with ing? Why wearing, not wear? He is wear a jacket, or he is worn a jacket, or something, or he is wears a jacket. Why wearing? Why with an ing? Can anyone explain?
Because we want to say the action in this moment.
Yeah, that is remember. Okay, I remember. Remember can only be followed by, it can only be followed by a gerund. Okay, so the answer would be meeting. I remember meeting him in London. Okay. For example, if I remember to meet, okay, it can't because it shows something that, so I remember something. It shows that I remember something that happened in the past. Okay, I remember meeting him in London. Bukan I remember to meet. Okay, I remember meeting. So you actually doing the action of meeting, of ketemu, meeting the person. I remember meeting him in London, not I remember to meet. Okay, I remembered to meet. Yeah, you could say remembered in past. I remembered to meet him in London. It means that you all of a sudden you remembered, not all of a sudden, but you remembered in the past to meet him. Okay. If you say, I remembered meeting him, it means that you remembered the action of actually meeting the person. Okay, I remember meeting him, not I remember to meet. Okay, so this is explaining to us about something that has happened. Okay, now I remember something that happened. Okay, I remember meeting him in London. I remember now the action of meeting him in London. Okay, that's what it means. Okay, confusing? Yeah, we will go on to these later on. Okay, so we need meeting, not to meet. Okay, not I remember to meet. Okay, I remember meeting. So the action of actually meeting the person. Does it make sense?
This is meaning.
Yeah, Andrian.
I'm sorry, any other class is
Oh
this
yeah.
morning, so I need this class.
Okay.
So I want leave this class.
That's okay, Andrian. No worries. Don't worry at all. Please feel free.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
Okay,
thank you
thank
so
you.
much, Andrian.
You're welcome and thank you for today.
You're welcome. Take care, Andrian.
All right, man.
I
Okay. Bye
remember
bye.
meeting him in London.
Yeah, Alvin, correct. I remember meeting him in London. I remember. So when we're talking about something we remember now, we did it before, we can only use verb ing or a gerund. Okay, this is where we learn about the difference between using infinitive, two infinitives, and using gerunds. Okay, what is a gerund? A gerund is a noun using verb ing. Okay, so this is a
Okay.
gerund. Okay, I remember meeting him. Okay, I will explain all of these later on. Okay, Olfin?
Yes.
Because honestly, you need like a separate class to explain all of these. Okay? I just want to see like how well your grammar is. Okay, so let's look at number 4. Okay, Olfin, why don't you try number 4?
Okay. The Prime Minister's speech. Over here. I listened to the Prime Minister's speech.
Good job, Olfin. Yep, correct. Listen to. Okay, listen to. What is the difference between heard and listened? Listen to, it means that you do something on purpose. Disengaja, mendengarkan. Okay, listen to. You do it on purpose. I listened to the Prime Minister's speech very carefully. If you say, I heard, itu tidak sengaja, not on purpose, accidentally. Okay. How can you accidentally listen to a Prime Minister's speech very carefully? You can't accidentally listen to a Prime Minister's speech. Okay. For example, you could say, I heard the child screaming. Okay. Tidak sengaja, not on purpose. I heard the child screaming. Okay. I heard the birds singing. Okay. Jadi, for example, I was doing my work and then all of a sudden I heard birds singing. Okay. And then after that, I listened to the birds. Jadi dengan sengaja, I did it on purpose. Okay, so this shows that I did it on purpose. I actually wanted to listen to the Prime Minister's speech. Okay, and heard too, that is grammatically incorrect. Okay, and then overheard, itu artinya kayak nguping ya. Overheard, it's like eavesdropping. What is eavesdropping? Eavesdropping means listening to somebody talking that like you are not supposed to listen, but you overheard them speaking. For example, okay, I'm in a cafe. Then I'm in a cafe, and then the table next to me, they are talking about, what are they talking about? Talking about the government or something like that, talking about the government in the table next to me. Okay, I overheard the people next to me talking about the government. I overheard. Okay, I overheard. So I wasn't supposed to hear them, but I overheard them talking to one another. I wasn't supposed to hear, but I overheard them. Okay, that's the difference. Okay, makes sense, guys? I hope it makes sense. Okay, well, okay, so that's, hang on, let me get rid of this. Okay, yeah, there we go. Okay, that we're on the same page, okay? So that we're all on the same page. So if none of you have any questions, okay, I will hopefully see you all next week. And thank you so much to all of you for joining. It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure. And if any of you have any questions at all, feel free to ask on the group. Okay, I know all of you are on the group, right? So please feel free. And yeah, that's probably it for me today. So thank you guys, and see you next. Yes, yes, Olfin. Yeah.
I'm thankful for your class for help me. For me, it's very great. Big ¿cómo sería? It's